Johnny, why did Jesus speak in parables? Sometimes people think like Jesus could have just told them the alpha. He could have just told them the truth. And he could have just made everybody understand. Why does God, Jesus himself, speak about parables? Have you guys ever thought about that? Understanding always follows after surrender. But people wanted to understand Jesus first and then surrender. That's not faith, that's confirmation. So Jesus didn't hide the truth, right? I see this question because he hid the truth. No, he doesn't hide truth from people. He hides truth from pride. Jesus spoke in parables because spiritual enlightenment and understanding comes after trust, not before trust. So he's trying to explain the truth, but people will then take the truth and then use it and create pride out of it. Pharisees, right? Pharisees are a direct example. So parables were not like, hey, you gotta like fix and code things. And no. Parables were used to expose the hardened heart of a person. It was used to expose a person's patience, because he took long with these parables and people were like, get to the point, bro. You're the carpenter's son. You're not speaking facts. Like, he uses it purposely to show a person's heart posture. Parables are so easy for children to grasp, but it was difficult for adults who were judging him. Why? Because they had the heart posture to judge him. Like when a parent tells the child, brush your teeth, most of the time the children, especially 3, 4, 5-year-olds, when they start brushing their teeth, they don't understand why. But later on, they see, oh, that's wisdom. My mom was telling me and my dad was telling me to brush my teeth so I don't get cavities and it doesn't hurt me. Trust always comes first and then understanding later. This happens to all of us, guys. Your parents have said stuff to you that when you were younger in your rebellious years and probably before Christ didn't understand. And then as you got older, you're like, oh my gosh, mom probably passed away or whatever. You're like, that's what mom meant. Mom was telling me this and I didn't understand her. Now I do. So Jesus always used parables to separate the curious people from the surrendered people. So there are people who are curious and skeptical, but he'll separate it from people who are surrendered. He uses parables to separate the proud people, high-hearted people, and the humble, low-hearted people. It's like a measuring stick. So parables are good because a lot of people came to Jesus wanting miracles. They wanted information and enlightenment. But Jesus didn't want them to just come for information, miracles, and enlightenment. He wanted them to come for him and him alone. When you receive him, then you get enlightenment, then you get surrender, then you get peace, then you get happiness and joy. Some people didn't want Jesus. They just wanted the joy he brought. They just wanted the peace he brought. We're all like that in some way. All of us, guys, myself included. I'm not better because I'm a minister. So the moment you trust him, it's like plugging into Wi-Fi and like you just receive it all, right? The phone doesn't try to understand what the Wi-Fi is, but when it unlocks, man, it's just, you can use it, right? You harness the power. Kids, like I said, don't understand why you're teaching them. If you sit there and you try to explain humility, responsibility, hygiene, they're not going to get that. But if you just tell them, hey, clean up, fold your clothes, brush your teeth, wash your face, take a shower, they're not going to understand why they have to do that. They probably don't even agree, even if they understood. But when they obey, later on, what happens? They understand. It comes to them. Oh, I'm so thankful my mom didn't teach me to be a grimy sleazeball, lazy and just unhygienic and nasty. Oh, I'm so thankful that I have discipline. Because when you go to your friend's house who don't have discipline, you're like, yo, you live like low-key homeless, like a hoarder. It's to prove this. So pride will always blind people. Surrender will make people see. That's what God was showing. God says, many have heard me, but few people have heard him with their hearts. So the parables are really good in that they expose those who are listening and those who are challenging. It exposes people who are truth-seeking and those who are trap-setting, two different categories. Because the word divides, right? So people who wanted miracles, they missed the miracle giver. People who wanted blessings, they missed the blesser, Jesus. People who wanted, rules and legalism, missed grace and faith. People who wanted control rejected him because he was the one truly in control. So parables allowed the gospel to see clearly what's going on. And we do the same, right? So he's not going to explain it to you to understand. And this is also for today. If you have the heart to be like, I want to understand everything, then I'm sorry to say, understanding comes after you surrender, not the other way around, guys. You have to surrender, which means I may not understand now, but in God's timing, he's going to give it to me. I may not understand now, but God is going to give it to me. So God always hides truth, yes, from pride, not from people. If you're prideful, you will not see the truth. because you'll then weaponize it and distort the truth. Surrender is the doorway, it's the lock, it's the key to unlocking understanding. When you surrender, man, you understand crazy. Good question, guys.